Hey, hello, I'm Gracie and welcome to my channel if you haven't already been here. Today we're going to be doing the newbie book tag. I just came on booktube. I have a few mates who are also pretty new to booktube who also recently did this, and their videos are really cute, so I thought it'd be fun. I watched a few videos to try and get the questions, but all the questions in every single video are slightly different. So the first question I found is, why did I start my channel? And purely because I wanted to talk books with somebody. I was like pissing off all my like real life friends and my family by constantly talking about what I'm currently reading and like bits I'm excited for and books I really want to read. And I just really wanted to be part of the community on booktube because I'm also like a very avid booktube watcher. I love book. It felt nice to like join the community. I thought it'd be fun. It's a good hobby. I'm working from home at the moment, so I've got a lot of free time on my hands and I thought it'd be a fun hobby. After the next question, I found any fun and unique things I can bring to the booktube community. I'm pretty great. My book racks are pretty great. Genuinely, one of the big things for me is when I watch booktube, everybody is in the northern hemisphere. Like even all my mates that I have on booktube and bookstagram, they're all in the northern hemisphere. Like their seasons are completely different to mine because I live in Australia, and it is kind of annoying when it's like summer. It's summer right now where I live. It's kind of annoying when I'm looking for like, oh, I'm gonna be at the beach, I want a beach rec, and all the booktubers I watch just like cozy winter recommendations. So, and I haven't seen that many booktubers in the southern hemisphere. I know there are a couple. I'm friends with a couple, but majority of them are in the northern hemisphere, I feel like. So I wanted to join like the little pool of people who read in the south. The next question is what I'm most excited about for my booktube, and I think like the main thing honestly is just having a creative outlet and maybe like building a little bit of community. Like I'd love to have a community on here where we can all like talk books and stuff. I'd love that. I think that'd be like so fun. Generally, yeah, creative outlet and community, those two things are like very important to me in general. Like in my life, those two things are very important to me, and books are really important to me, and I don't actually have either of those things really when it comes to books right now. So the next question I found was, what book series did I read as a child and what like books got me into reading? I read Harry Potter when I was quite young, like 8, 9. I loved reading and I read so much when I was a child, and I kind of stopped when I hit like 11, 12. Probably actually younger than that, probably like 9, 10. I probably stopped reading when I hit like 9, 10. And then I picked up a book in 2020. I started watching booktube for the first time. Books that I got in 2020 that really got me back into reading was ACOTAR, A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Brigid Kemmerer. I really want to reread that book actually. I haven't read that book in so long, and that was like the first book that really got me into reading. The question I found was the challenges in starting a booktube that I might have, and that was mainly the challenges honestly is just staying up to date with it. And I really want to stay up to date with this. I really want to prioritize making time to make videos and like watch booktube. I want to make time for it because I really enjoy it, and I've gotten better with making time for reading over the past few months. I've been doing so much reading over the past few months. I'm doing so well over the past few months, but generally I think my main challenge is going to be prioritizing making these videos and like editing them, because I put it off because I'm like, this isn't important enough to do, which is dumb because like I should be able to have time to enjoy myself, and I shouldn't always have to be doing something that's deemed important or like, you know, like this is actually quite productive. I shouldn't always have to be doing stuff that like seems important, you know, like I should be able to have time just for me, and this is something that is for me and I'm really excited. The other question I found is, why do I love reading so much? And I'm a bit of like an English nerd. I'm a little bit of an English nerd. I love language and I love poetry, and English literature was always my favorite subject in school. Like I love English. I really love pretty writing and like prose and all that. That's my thing. I love it. And then I also just love like I love the escapism. I feel like that's kind of obvious, but like I'm a big escapism girly. I do love my escapism. So it's like reading in The Sims. That's my escapism. That's like all I do in my free time. When I was younger, I always wanted to be an author. Those birds are so fucking loud. I don't think they're gonna shut up. I'm just gonna carry on. I really want to go to university and study literature. Currently saving up. One day, hopefully, next few years. That's the hope. Yeah, no. It's been good. And then it's where do I read? I read in my bedroom a lot, mostly, honestly. I don't really go anywhere else in the house because I live with my family and my family is very loud. So if I like went anywhere else in the house, I wouldn't be able to concentrate. It's not fun. So I usually stay in my room, cuddle up in that corner there and read, or I go outside. There's like a park. I go for walks around parks. I love reading. Like I usually like bring a little picnic. It's very cute. I love reading. Or in the library. The days that I catch a bus, because sometimes I beg someone for a ride to the library, but the days that I do end up catching a bus to the library, I just stay there for hours and sit in the corner and read. It's so fun. And every time that I do it, it reminds me that I've got to learn to drive, but that is not the point. And the last question, the actual last question, I've said the last question a few times now, but the actual last question is what kind of books do I like to read? And to be honest, I read so many different genres. I love trying new things. I'm mainly a fantasy girly. I love fantasy, and I definitely go through months where like I'm a big romance girly. Right now I'm kind of in a romance slump because I read so much romance for a couple months, and I've got the fine print sitting over there that like everyone's been telling me to read, and I do want to read it, but I can't do romance at the moment. I can't do it, like, but I read a lot of fantasy, a lot of romance. I do read the odd non-fiction. I really like memoirs. I think they're so interesting. And then I also love thrillers. I'm also a big thriller girly. I love thrillers like slashers. I think they're so fun. I read a bit. I read like quite a range of stuff. And I love historical fiction. I forgot historical fiction. I love historical fiction. I'm also a bit of a history nerd. I love historical fiction. I feel like this was just like me admitting that I'm actually a bit of a nerd, which like isn't something I usually like to admit. Be like, oh yes, I like this. I'm like, oh yes, I like reading books, and then people just think I'm smart, yeah. But then when I'm like, oh yeah, I like reading like non-fiction and like I love English literature, they're like, it starts sounding a bit nerdy, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It makes me look smart. It's fine. It makes me look smart. It's okay. It's okay. That is all I've got for today. I really hope that you like learned something about me, and if you think that I'm funny, please think I'm funny. If you think that I'm funny, I'd love for you to subscribe and stick around, and also follow me on my Instagram, Gracie's TBR, and DM me. We should talk books. I love talking books. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. It's so nice. Make sure to comment if you have any questions or any like if you have any recommendations. If you have recommendations, leave a comment, please. Yeah, no, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you whenever I bother to make another video. I will see you when I see you. Goodbye.